When you're eating chin chin and you chew the first few ones and you just can't stop, you take more and more. That's the kind of chin chin I'm going to be showing you how to make today. Hi everyone, my name is Rafiat and thank you for clicking to watch this video. This recipe is one that you can use for commercial purposes or for bulk cooking. In case you have guests or you just want to store chin chin at home, you can use this recipe. First of all, I'm going to be starting with some all-purpose flour and nutmeg. The nutmeg is optional, but you need nutmeg if you want that classic Nigerian flavor. You just use a little bit of nutmeg. I used about half of this nutmeg, this small one in the video. I used about half of it, and now I'm going in with some sugar for sweetening the chin chin, some salt, a little bit of baking powder, some milk flavor as well. And I'm going to mix everything together. This forms the dry ingredients for this recipe. And because of the amount of all-purpose flour I'm using for this recipe, I'm using as much as 3 kg for this. I'm making sure to stir this thoroughly so that all the ingredients I poured on top can get to the bottom and everything will be well mixed together. So now I'm adding some margarine to this, and I prefer using margarine to butter when making chin chin, especially if it's for commercial purposes or for home purposes. It's slightly cheaper and it's still going to give you good results. But if you prefer using butter, you can use butter in place of margarine. Okay, that's fine, that's perfectly fine. And please, if at this point you've not subscribed to my channel, please do so and turn on the notification bell, drop a comment for me, go through my channel. I have amazing videos that I'm sure you're going to enjoy watching on this channel, so please do go through my channel and drop a comment for me. It helps a lot with the algorithm for this video to be shown to more and more people. Okay, so you're to mix the all-purpose flour, everything completely, and after that you're going to start adding the wet ingredients. And the wet ingredients are basically milk, egg, and any other thing that you want to add. Just simple ingredients. That's what you need to make your own chin chin at home. So now I am adding some eggs to this. I used 5 eggs for this recipe, and I'm also adding some milk. The ingredients will be in this video and the description box below, so do check that out. And yes, I have a secret ingredient I'm adding. I'm adding blended onions. Yes, calm down. So one time I accidentally did this. I added blended onions to the dough for my chin chin. Ever since I did that, I have been doing it till date because it has this really lovely flavor it has to chin chin that everyone is going to be, confused. Like, this chin chin is different and is really nice. So that's what the onion will do for you. So that way that we add onion to hot oil before frying just to add a little bit of flavor. That's exactly what onion in your chin chin or your egg roll or any dough at all, that's what it's going to do for you. So I always like adding just a little bit, maybe one small onion, just blend it with water, a little bit of water, and add to the chin chin. If you try it, you're going to like it. It's really nice. Okay, but it's optional. If you don't want to do that, that is fine. So we're making chin chin that is really milky. So the only liquid I used aside the egg was milk. So I added enough milk to this to give me that milky flavor. I remember I added milk flavor as well, so everything came out really milky, really crunchy, and really nice. So now I transferred to my clean surface, and I'm going to knead for just about a minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes just to bring the dough together. It's not like bread where you have to really knead and make sure the dough is very stretchy. No, you're just trying to bring the dough together, and after that you're going to allow this dough to rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. And once that time elapses, I am going to go ahead and cut out a piece from the entire dough and flatten. I mean, the dough is too much to flatten at a go, so I'm just going to do this bit by bit, and it doesn't take so much time to do this. Just flatten, flip over, flatten, and you want to maintain a desired level of thickness. You don't want it to be too thick and you don't want it to be too thin either. Just medium is fine, like what I was doing here. And after that, you can cut your chin chin into your desired shape and size. So it depends on how you like it. Some people like their chin chin in strips, some people like it in small squares and all that. Me, I did medium size for the cutting, and I was okay with the result I got. So when you're cutting your chin chin, you need your hand to be as steady as possible, and you want to cut the strips to be as equal as possible. That way your chin chin will come out quite equal, and it will look really attractive. Not like this is very important, but at least we always want to make our snacks or our food to be visually appealing as possible. So all I'm doing here is to cut the chin chin into the desired size and shape. You can use a pizza cutter to do this. You can also use a knife to do this. That's totally fine. One thing I like about this recipe is the fact that you can actually adjust the ingredients. So if you want to make for a larger group of people, you can double the ingredients to I use 3 kg of all-purpose flour. You can double to 6 kg. You can have the ingredients, depends on how you like it. Even if you want to make chin chin for just yourself, you can divide the ingredients and you get really good results. So it's a recipe that is really flexible. You can do anything with this recipe. So that's one of the major reasons I put the list of ingredients I used and everything in the box below, so that way you can easily use it to how you want. So now I'm going to heat some vegetable oil for the frying. And this vegetable oil, I always love to add a little bit of flavor to vegetable oil. So what I usually do is to drop onion in there and allow the onion to fry so that it can release its flavor into the oil. You can also do this with ginger. You can also do it with garlic, so it depends on you. And after that, I'll just take out the onion and start frying the chin chin. Please, when you're frying chin chin, make sure you're frying at medium heat. Medium heat is fine, no high heat, because you don't want your chin chin to be very dark outside or burnt outside and then the inside is not cooked, or to have very dark color. So just do everything on medium heat and you're good to go. Another thing I want you to note about this stage of making chin chin is that you can actually bake your chin chin. Yes, you can bake in place of frying. That's totally fine. Just use low temperature when you're baking your chin chin. In fact, baked chin chin comes out more crunchy than fried ones, especially when you bake at low temperature and for a very long time. So it depends on how you like it. And again, if when you're frying your chin chin, please do this in batches. Don't overcrowd the pan. Just stir continuously so that everything gets cooked or fried thoroughly and evenly. That way they are going to have the same color and everything is just going to turn out very fine. So after frying the chin chin, just allow the chin chin to cool completely before you start enjoying your chin chin, or before you start packaging, depending on what you want to use the recipe for. It depends on you. So the chin chin came out really milky and really crunchy. It was really nice. So this chin chin recipe is an authentic one that you really need to try. So what I usually do is to store the chin chin in containers for future use. And even if you're selling this, even if you want to use this for commercial purposes, this is exactly how you can do it as well. Just store in the desired container that you want to use to sell, put your label, and you've started business. Okay, it's really profitable. So just calculate the list of ingredients, calculate your profits, your oil and all that, calculate all that, put them into consideration, and you've started selling. And you can also use this for parties or your guests. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for coming this far, and with this, by God's grace, I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye.